Hello, Montauk families. This is Nicole Fox. I'm the assistant principal at Dassa McKinney Elementary School. I'm also a mother of two students in our school district. So I am here with my colleagues from the Montauk administrators, and we are here to provide information for you about our phased reopening of schools plan. We've been working hard along with members from our reopening of schools task force this summer to prepare for all of the things that could happen, whether we are in phase green, yellow, or red. And as most of you can tell, if you've read some things that have been provided by places like the CDC, uh, Pennsylvania Department of Education, Pennsylvania Department of Health, the World Health Organization, if you've read any of the guidance provided by these many organizations, you understand that that's a very complicated task that we've all been given. So we're here to give you some general information today. The reason for that is our school board of directors passed our health and safety plan that was required by the Pennsylvania Department of Education. They passed that last week at a board meeting. And after that board meeting, our superintendent sent out a survey to parents. And you have been tasked with a very important decision for your students. And myself and my husband, who are principals in the district, also have to make those decisions for our own two children. And we understand it's a very complicated decision, and you want as much information as you possibly can get to make an informed decision. So I wanted to remind you that on our district website, on the montauk.org site, on the right is our phased reopening plan that was approved by our school district board of directors. Also, after you watch this video, there is a link beneath our video to our new All Things Related COVID-19 page. On there, we'll have resources that we used to make our reopening of schools plan, along with our task force members. Also, all the information you will need as a parent to make the decisions that you've been asked to make by August 10th. We will have information about the health and safety plan will be on there. Also, the return to play documents are on there that have already been posted on our website. There is a page for parent resources, student resources. There are links to our counselors' pages, and they have lots of helpful information if you have a student that may be struggling. On that note, if you have any students that are struggling in any way that we could be of help to before school reopens, please reach out to one of us. So the other thing I wanted to just show you real briefly was that new page that we have created, and that will be a link at the bottom of this video. So please take a moment to check it out if you have any information that you need answers to your questions. I know a lot of you have already reached out to us, and you'll continue to reach out to us, but you will have the same information we had when we made the decisions to make the page. The problem is the guidance that we're getting from all of these organizations we have to follow, it changes daily, sometimes hourly. And sometimes there's conflicting messages that we must sort out by reaching out to other organizations that we have to follow. So we understand this is a very trying time for all of us, just being in the midst of a pandemic. But please understand that we're not taking our decisions lightly. We understand what a difficult decision this is that you have to make as a parent, considering that we're living in a pandemic and through something that we've never dealt with in education or in our world. So just, keep us in your thoughts, and we're trying to do the best we can for you and your children's education, but we also want to keep them safe. That's our most important task right now, is keeping everybody's safety in mind. So next, I want to introduce my colleague, Mrs. Aubrey Chanel.
Hello, as Mrs. Fox said, I'm Mrs. Schnell, the assistant principal at the high school, and I am also a mother of two students at Dassa. So I'm going through the exact same thing you are. My husband and I talk every day about what we want to do with our children. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the safety measures that we put in place, and also some of the new procedures that your students are going to see when they come into our buildings. One of the biggest safety measures we are taking right now is hand sanitizer stations. They're going to be set up in the hallways, in every classroom. They're going to be touchless. We also have touchless paper towel dispensers being installed, as well as touchless soap dispensers being installed. There are going to be bottles of hand sanitizer in every classroom as well, just so that we have enough to go around for everybody. Plexiglass is being installed in different classrooms where 6 feet social distancing may not be possible. It's also being installed in the cafeterias so that we can maximize the space for students and that they can still socially interact with some of their friends, just not every seat and every other seat is how it's going to be. Mr. Campbell has been instrumental in getting cleaning supplies for the district. He has reached out, he has backpack sprayers, some different sanitization materials, as well as disinfectants and cleaning. So his staff is ready to go with cleaning the building and taking care of your students that way. Some new procedures that you're going to be seeing is self-health checks for every student, every staff member, and any person that's trying to enter the buildings. You're going to have to go through a screening. It's just a series of questions. When you go onto our website and look at the health and safety plan that we have, you can see that appendix in there. It shows you exactly the questions they're going to be asked of you and your students. Temperature checks will be something that's done every morning whenever a student comes in. Before they even get into the doors, we will have staff members taking their temperatures. If a student has a temperature of 100.4, the parent will be contacted to come and pick that student up. They will have to go home. Some other things that we are exploring are staggered arrival times for parent drop-offs, student drivers, and school buses, so that we're not all coming in all at the same time. Those are some of the things that we're exploring. We will release more information. There's going to be new things that are coming out every day, so we will keep you as up to date as possible. I'm going to turn it over now to Mrs. Paula Bradel, our Director of Special Education, so she can inform you about that area. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Paula Bradel, the Director of Special Education. I just wanted to let everybody know that we are continuing to follow the guidelines set forth from PDE and the Bureau of Special Education during this time. I am going to be participating in a special education summit soon, so I should be having some more information to share with all of you. I do appreciate what everybody has been doing here at the school district. And again, thank you for helping to prepare your children during this time for the opening of the 2021 school year. Please know that all of our meetings are going to be held virtually. That would be special education or other meetings otherwise. And if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call or email me. I'd be happy to answer any questions or field any concerns that you may have in the special education area for special education students. So thank you again, and I'm going to be turning it over now to Mr. Lance Fox, the principal of the high school. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lance Fox, principal at the high school. As we've all been talking to you about the survey that you have to fill out by August 10th, it's asking you to make decisions on your kids' education and their safety. So we know, as everybody said, we know how serious that is. One of the options is a cyber school setting where they would continue to do work with you in home. And that is designed, we're working right now on designing a new school basically called the Montauk Cyber School. It was mentioned briefly in our last board meeting, and many of you have called asking questions. We're working with a company called Ingenuity that we've been working with here for years. It's the same company that works with many of the charter cyber schools in the area to do a program very similar to what they have been doing for the last decade or so, but actually keeping the students here at Montauk and keeping them part of the school system, either at Dassam McKinney or here at Montauk Junior Senior High School. I will be making a video next week that will go out to everyone explaining the elementary version and the high school, junior senior high school version of our cyber school so that everybody will be able to make an informed decision on that survey August 10th. Some of you already have. You can always change your option if you hear something that is different. We know that it's going to be a fluid situation, and like everyone has said, we get new information every 15 minutes, and it could change as we go. We also are working on, again, the Montauk Cyber is if you feel you need to have your students at home for safety reasons. We also are working on if we are told we all have to go out completely, which we have not been told yet, an idea of what distance learning looks like what we did last March through June. And we're going to also be talking to you about that over the next couple weeks to let you know. And right now we're planning on coming back. But if we do have to stay home for periods of time as the pandemic still keeps rolling on, we're going to try to plan that out and do it a little differently than what we did at the end of last year. So we're going to be giving you information about that too, so that you know about both options. You understand what hybrid means, what blended means, all the terms that you might have heard us say over the last couple of weeks, so that you know what's happening. But again, look out for that video from me on the virtual schools, the Montauk Cyber School, and then also for the distance learning as we plan that out. Also, high school, junior, senior high school students, just a quick throw out for you. We're most likely, as long as there's no computer glitches, are going to have your student schedules for next year out on Skyward this week. At the end of the week, most likely over the weekend, you'll be able to log into Skyward and look at your schedule for next year. Again, all of us hoping that will mean you're coming back to school when we're here together. But the schedule will stay the same. And then we will use that schedule. If you want to make schedule changes, we're going to be sending out information through all calls on the phone system to let you know when you can contact Mrs. Kleemock or Mr. Vogan to make schedule changes over the next month. We'd like to do that before school starts this year, a little different. So we'll let you know all that's going on. But to close us out today, I'd like to introduce my kind of counterpart, colleague as principal of Dassah McKinney Elementary School, Mr. Dustin Thompson.
Hello, Warrior Nation. We come to you today from an active construction zone at the Montauk Junior Senior High School. And I state that just to remind you that we have a lot to look forward to and a lot to be thankful for here at Montauk. Since March 13th, we have been through an amazing journey together as a school community. We appreciate the collaboration and the involvement from all of you families out there, all of our educators, and the entire team here at Montauk School District. So we have a lot to be thankful for, the support that we have in this community, the beautiful buildings, the air-conditioned buildings that we're going to return to with new windows and roofing, and a lot to be thankful for as far as the facilities and where our students come to learn and grow. So we value more than ever the support and the open lines of communication that we have with this community and you, the families of Montauk. And now more than ever, we want to encourage you to continue to communicate with us. Reach out with the questions and concerns that you have. We're going to do the same. We are interpreting a lot of information from a lot of different agencies and government agencies that are providing the guidance for us. And we're going to interpret that to make the most of education here at Montauk. And we're going to do so and then communicate through these videos and through other forms of information to make sure that you understand the direction we're going and why we're going there. And we want to get your feedback and your input. So we're going to work hard to make the most of this situation. And we know that our school community will continue to grow and be stronger in the end. So we appreciate the support and we wish you the best as you continue through this summer.